Are you bored?
Yes.
Then watch this video.
Now.
Hello and welcome to the Madness Show. We're back. Now, you might notice that I'm sitting a little bit closer and speaking a little bit louder. That's because I've got a new audio thingy here, little black clippy on thing. But because I have to hook it up to the thing which is going to be recording the audio, doesn't really matter what it is. It said it had a 2 meter long string, but it's only 1 meter, meaning that I have to come a lot closer. Now I have ordered a extension cable, so I will be going back to normal, but just for just now, I'm going to have it be sitting a little bit closer than that, so that you guys can actually hear me. But enough chit chat, more Kit Kat. Kit Kats. And this week's episode is going to be about, well, you probably guessed from the intro, but it's going to be about being bored. So, for craft, we will be doing a hand pattern. And for review, I will be doing top 5 gadgety thingy-bobbers that bust boredom. And for show, I will be showing you just a load of things which you can do when you're bored. So, to get started, why not show? So, you're in your room, you're bored, you don't know what to do. What do? Well, you simply twiddle your thumbs, clap continuously, read a book, play hopscotch, build a fort, draw a picture, plan to take over the world, see how long you can sit in a chair, watch this video, make a YouTube video, okay, so you should now know 10 things to waste some time. And I'm going to add another 1 to that, which makes 11. And that's going to be craft, so over to me for craft. Okay, so for craft, we're going to be making a hand pattern. Not a pattern on your hand, but like a 3D picture-y kind of thing. You'll be able to see once we've done it. So, the first thing you're going to need to do is get the things you need. You will need some paper, a couple of pens, a pencil, and a rubber, but that one is optional. Okay, so the first step is to get your paper, get your hand, which I forgot to mention you need, and get your pencil. Sorry about the shadowing. And what you're going to need to do is you have to draw in pencil lightly round your hand. So I'll see you once I have drawn round my hand. Okay, so once you've drawn round your hand, you can't really see that because it's a bit, well, I did it light. You need to pick one of your pens. I'm going to pick blue. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at the very bottom or the very top. I find it easier to do the bottom. And you go from the side and you're going to draw a line along and stop when you hit the line. And then I would skip that and then make sure it's vaguely the same place and then continue the line like that. And then for this bit you want to almost bend it so it's like a curve. You can see that it's curving over. So line, line, bend, almost make a bridge over your hand. And this is what's going to make it look 3D. Okay, so once you've repeated that and you've got to a bit where when you draw your bend, there's a space and another finger. So this is really only happens with your fingers. You're going to want to draw your line, as usual, straight. And then as usual, bend. And then when you get to here, you want to do it straight again. And then you bend again. If you understand that. Now, yeah, and I think I've missed a couple lines, which is why mine has a big space. Might be able to correct that somehow. So you're basically going to do that and then just continue your line. Oh, I seem to have made a bit of a gap and a problem there. I'm sure I can sort that out. Okay, so once you've done all that, it should look a little bit, you know, poppy-outy kind of cooly kind of thing, but I can assure you I've just drawn this. You want to get your other two colors, or how many other colors you want. I'm going to be using 2. You can use 1, 5, a gajillion, if you have that much space. And you're going to want, I'm just going to try to do here. You're going to like almost go under it and draw a second line, but you're going to follow it all the way around that color. All the way to the end until you've done that color. And then you do the same with your other color, repeating that step. And this is a highlighter. I just wanted to see what would happen if I used a highlighter. See if it would look a little bit confusing or strange. And do exactly the same. You just color round, or highlight round as I am doing right now. And then you are going to continue that till you've done all of it. So I will see you then. Wee tip I've just figured out whilst I was doing it. It might be easier just to do one color and then do the other color. So, yeah. The green pen has just ran out of ink on camera. Well done. Won't be using that anymore. So I've decided I'm going to have to use a green crayon. So if it looks a bit weird because it looks like it's been done by crayon, I am very sorry. Back to jazzy tunes and sped up footage. I have now finished, and if you followed all those steps, it should look a bit like this. Now you can see I used crayon here, and it looks a bit weird, and I decided to change and use some pencil, which made it look a little bit blurred. But it does look, I think it looks pretty cool. So that is how you make a pattern hand. Over to me for what we got left. Show, I think. Nope, we're done show. For review. Over to me. So, for review, I'm going to be reviewing the top 5 that I think personally, please don't take it, blah, 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 things to keep you occupied. So, over to me for number 5. Okay, so at number 5, I am kneeling down because my thing is plugged in. Can't like stand up normally or go this way, so it looks like I'm standing up normally. Is the yo-yo. It can keep you occupied for ages, just going up and down and failing and doing lots of fancy tricks, and then spending half a day winding it up, round and round and round, round and round and round and round, and round and round and round and round and round and round. The yo-yo. They're so much fun. It's good for some things, it's bad for some things. The good things is it can keep you occupied, but you will get bored after a while. They can be cheap, they can be expensive. I've seen people buy some for hundreds, sometimes £80. This wasn't an £80 one. I don't know how much this one cost. Got it for a present. But yeah, yo-yo, number 5. Over to me for number 4. Okay, so at number 4, perhaps the most obvious of thing that you would do when you're bored. You're bored, what you do, you go get a board game. So that's at number 4, board games. This is just an example. A game has a board. It's good for when you're bored. You play on the board. Sometimes they don't even have boards. I don't quite get why I'm saying bored so much. Not much else to say about them. They can be fun. They'll last you quite a long time. I mean, you do get these little things on the sides that will like say 15 minutes is like 2 to 4 players, ages. Well, you could play for around 15 minutes and that'll keep you occupied and stuff. So yeah, that's about it for number 4. To number 3. Yes, I'm on my knees. I'm not a midget. The ball. It's that simple. For number 3, a bouncy ball. You can just mess around this for ages. You can bounce it, it can roll away, you can go retrieve it. You can repeat that over and over and over and over and over again. It's just so much fun. Well, if you're a higher age, bouncing a ball does get a bit boring. Like, I don't know what it is with my ball, but it just doesn't seem to bounce very well. Yeah. But that's it for number 3. Over to me for number 2. Okay, so for number 2, it's getting kind of obvious now. We're in the 21st century. It's game consoles. People play on these day in, day out. They just don't know what it is with them, but people are like, oh, look at this, I'm going to play with it. Ooh, touchy, touchy. They are fun. I play with mine quite a bit too. I don't know what it is, but they're fun. Now, they can cost a lot of money because they're getting a lot sciencey and smart, and you don't quite understand how they work, but you get very, very good ones now. So you get very high quality, but they cost a lot of money. So in between 100 to 400 now, maybe 5. And there's some for thousands. These are just some old ones which I've just found. I mean, the Nintendo and whatever this is. Now, they are good, you can play games, but you do have to buy the games, and if you're using a handheld one, you have to charge it, unlike ones which you just plug in, but then they're using other electricity, so you are going to have to pay. And some of them that have live, you do have to pay as well. So it's quite expensive, but they would be worth it. So that's it for number 2. Now for number 1. Now for number 1, you could say it's all of them combined together in a way, because you could, in a way, do them all in a way on it. It is the computer. I'm using one to film right now. As you can see, it's slightly creepy. That's where I got the thing from the last video. But the computer is just the computer is just a computer. It does so much stuff. You can film. You can play on this for a day. I mean, I've spent most of today filming and editing and playing some games secretly and doing stuff like that. But you can play games, and if you have an absolutely amazing game, it's like a game console. It's like top of the range game console. If you get the little plug-in Xbox controllers and stuff, it can make it truly atmospherical. And like I said, my friend who has a Boss computer, as I was saying in the last episode, He also has a something like 32-inch screen, which, well, mine's, I don't know what mine is. His is, no, you won't be able to see after. Oh, here comes bad cameras. It's literally the size of the place that I'm showing. Get out the way, lamp. So, like, all that is the size of his screen. It's like, it's bigger than a TV. So he uses it as a TV. He plugs his Xbox into it as well. So then it's just an everything device. It's amazing. So I'm going to be sticking it on the board. To me, sticking it on the board. So where will the computer be in this week's Skills-O-Meter? Not the Board of Fame or anything like that. Now I've got a picture of it, a very, very well, if I must say, drawn picture of a computer, which I drew myself, which made me not bored because I did some drawing. But where do I think it should be? Now, a computer, it basically does everything. It's just amazing. I mean, they can get pricey, which puts it down a little bit. You do have to buy, well, you don't have to, but there are add-ons and stuff that you're probably going to need to buy, like a monitor, speakers, stuff like that. And if you're planning to make videos with it, which was one of our suggestions, you're going to need a camera. I have a webcam. And a audio thingy. Now, some cameras have it in, but I've got this because it sounds so much more better. So, I think it should go. Drum roll. Maybe up here. Then the price. Well, who knows? So there you have it, the computer. Second thing on our board, and it's nice. It's in between nice and okay. I mean, the only thing that lets it down would be the price, the stuff you have to get, and yeah, that's two things. But really, they're amazing. So that's where it is. I mean, I would have put it higher, but that's where computer goes on our list. And that brings us to the end of this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like if you feel like liking. Comment if you feel like commenting. Subscribe if you feel like subscribing. And give me all your money if you feel like... Wait, hang on a minute. But, as always, goodbye. I really have to stop doing that.